Welcome to Brighter Blogs. Okay, in this video we are going to be looking at adding a favicon on your blog. Blogger, we're using Blogger in this video. So we're going to show you how you can add a favicon on your blog. Of course, first we'll explain what a favicon is, and then how you can get the favicon, how you can actually go out and find one, and then how to add it to your blog. Okay, so what is a favicon? Well, a favicon is an image. It's also known as a shortcut icon, and it's basically an image or an icon which you can use to connect to your blog, which will appear in the browser bar and in the address bar on some browsers. Let's go and have a look at a few that make it much easier. So if I drag the camera up here to the top of the screen, like so, you can see here in Brighter Blogs, our favicon is this green image here, this green light bulb image. And this is basically an image, actually, if I drag the camera back down, which we also use on Facebook, and which I use in the email newsletter and in basically other things connected to the blog. And so by doing this, you can create a brand connected to your blog by that logo. So the reason it's called a shortcut icon is if somebody bookmarks your blog, it will appear beside your blog's name in the list of bookmarks, which can help them find it and help them associate this icon with your blog. So again, the word brandable, but it does help brand your blog. By default on Blogger, if you create a blog on Blogger, which I did with our demo blog here, you will use the default Blogger favicon, which is this B here, this orange B, which you will have become familiar with. And basically you then have to go and change that if you want to use your own one. Otherwise it will always be that B. Okay, so some of the other sites I have open here, which is our screen recorder here, you can see they've their own favicon here. You can see I have the Google homepage, which have that G, which we've all come familiar with. And I have a couple of favicon generators open over here, which will help us as we go. You can see they have their own favicons as well. This one is actually animated, and you can have animated ones, which I find quite annoying, but if that's something you like, you can go do that. Okay, so first of all, let's look at where we actually add the favicon to your blog, which is in your layout page. So I'm on the Blogger dashboard here. This is our Brighter Blogs demo. Click the drop down, and I'm going to click layout. Once we come to the layout page, the very first option we will see is favicon, and you can see at the moment the favicon we're using is that B, which is the Blogger favicon. And to change it, we will basically click edit. We will browse here to find the image we're going to use. Once we get that image uploaded, we click save, and that will be it. It can take a little bit of time, maybe a few seconds, and you shouldn't have to go and clear the cache or anything like that, but it should just take a few seconds and your logo will be up as your favicon. So as I said, we're going to look at how you can resource some favicons, and there's so many ways, because you have what a couple I have open here. This is a favicon generator, and I was using the example in my mind of Larry's blog. So I created this L, which could be used, and as you can see, it looks absolutely terrible. So something like this, a favicon generator like this, I will link to it if you want to use it, but not the best. There is more options than simply creating an L like that, but not great. This site here, which is IconJ, which is actually iconj.com, give away some free animated and unanimated favicons. And once again, I've gone into the L section for Larry's blog. I don't know who Larry is, and as you can see, we have some animated and unanimated L favicons, so you could use something like that. And another option would be to find basically just some free icons. If you search for free icons, you will get sites, obviously like Icon Finder and Find Icons, and there's a few more. I know there's one with a teddy bear associated to it. But you can also look at some icon packs. So if, I think I was searching earlier, if you had, let's say, a cookery blog, you could search for free cookery icons. So we could search for free cookery icons, and we can get lots of options here in sets. So we'd be looking for perhaps a full set. So let's put in sets, free cookery icon sets, and you can see here 30, which I already clicked into because I did resource some of this. So yeah, tools and icons. So another way, which is a bit of a cheat and which you would have to be careful, would be to use Google Images to basically find your image. And this is a great way to do it, just because you can find the right image. So I think I mentioned already, perhaps I didn't, but there is a limit in the size you can use for a favicon. The size that's displayed will be 16 pixels by 16 pixels. Usually you'll get away with up to 48 by 48, depending on the size of the image, the size in Basically, not the size and size, but the size and size. That makes sense. Okay, so let's search for free cookery icons. We'll remove the sets part. Let's remove that. And we can then look for our ideal size. So I'm just going to click search tools. And I'll click size. Exactly. I'm putting 16 by 16 and click go. Okay, so we should come up with some cookery icons. We actually didn't, I reckon, because I was not specific enough. So let's look for cookery icon. That might help. No, that didn't help either. So let's search for a spatula. I'm not going to spell this right for a start. S-P-A-T-U-L-A. How close was I? I actually got it right. Okay, so when I search for this, you can see I did actually bring up a couple of results here. Spatula icons. So we're going to remove cookery because that might help our search. Free spatula icon. Now the reason I think we might get away with this is because I reckon that most of these images will actually be free images from sites like the Free Icons website. I could be wrong. But to see for a start, let's click in, and there you can see Icon Archive is where that image is from. That spatula one, here's another one, and there's another one down here. They're all from the same site, which is Icon Archive. We can visit the page that has that spatula icon. There we go. There's the image. To buy this is usually for commercial use, only if you're going to use it commercially. To actually use it privately, you may not have a charge connected. So if I go down here and click on this 16 by 16, you can see here the icon. Now, a much better way to do this, I think, would be to actually, if you're serious about your blogging, would be to get perhaps a professional to make an icon for you. And you can get this extremely cheaply. Be very careful, but you can get it extremely cheaply on a site you may have heard of called Fiverr. Let's search for Fiverr. Here we go. It's fiverr.com. On Fiverr, people do anything for $5, and it pretty much is anything. And if you come onto a site like Fiverr and just use the search bar to find icons, you should find plenty of people that will create an icon for you for a $5. If you're telling them that, you can see here, people that will create icons. If you tell them that you want your icon to be 16 by 16 for a Favicon, they will do that. And I would also tell them that I want them to create perhaps 2-3 different sizes. So sizes that you could use on your social media websites, sizes that you could use in your newsletter and in other places. And why shouldn't they do that for a $5? It's easy for them to make the different sizes. So I would ask them to make maybe 2 or 3 different icons for you. If you can do that for a $5, great. If it needs $10, perhaps you'll be willing to do that. So there are a number of ways you can go find and resource an icon for your Favicon. And that's pretty much the video. If you have any questions, you can drop it in the comments on YouTube or on Brighter Blogs or wherever you are watching this. Thanks for watching.